This is a CrossFit Little Rock 501 production with trainer Elizabeth Hartzell. We're about to go over the deadlift. Elizabeth has an excellent deadlift, and we're going to encourage all the members of CrossFit Little Rock to watch this, but especially the people that are just getting started in our foundations classes. This is kind of a deadlift 101. So Elizabeth is going to go ahead and start the deadlift, and then I'm just going to go ahead and talk through the proper things. Before you get down there though, Elizabeth, first of all, notice, and we could sit here and talk all day, but we're not, just get your feet in a comfortable athletic position. If you're planning on doing some type of powerlifting or whatnot, then there's different foot positions but for the purpose of everything that we do here, it's functional fitness, and it's things that transfer over to our natural movement and the way we athletically move. And the way we athletically move is our feet are straight, or that should be the way we strive to athletically move. But you notice on a deadlift, Elizabeth's shins are touching the bar. So you always want to make sure when you address the bar that you go all the way up to where your shins are touching the bar. If your shins aren't touching the bar, then you don't have proper shin angle. More than likely, you've got the bar too far away from your body, and it's going to be a bad deadlift. So she has addressed the bar properly. All right. So next movement, please, ma'am. You notice she drove her rear end back to the wall. Look how nice and locked out her arms are. Look how flat her back is. It even has just a little bit of curvature to it, which is great. And then Elizabeth, go ahead for me, please. She drives through her heels, keeps the bar in tight to her body, tight on the way back down, and then notice the hips at the very end. Pop, full hip extension. That's the most important thing, and probably the most important thing, the two most important things that you have to keep from doing when you first start a deadlift is making sure that your back doesn't round and it stays straight. And then also come back down and do one more for me, Elizabeth. Watch Elizabeth's arms when she picks this up. You'll notice the arms are they're just along for the ride. They stay locked out. One more time. And she drives through her heels and extends her hip. She never picks up and jerks or bends her arm at any point. And a lot of times when people are first starting deadlifts, they either want to try to pull with their arms at the beginning, or for some reason right at the end, which I don't necessarily get, but it definitely happens. And you can injure your arm badly. But one more thing on your setup. Drop back down there for me one more time, Elizabeth. If you'll notice, and again, everything we do here is for body functionality, and if you'll notice her head, and actually I would like her chin just a smidge more into her neck. Her chin is even with her chest, or kind of like she's trying to make a double chin. Thank you, Elizabeth. You can relax. A lot of times in movements like that, you'll see the head up in the deadlift, in the clean, in the snatch. And there's not necessarily per se anything wrong with that, but if you think about it, if you transferred that over and you took yourself to a completely upright position, show me what so would you start an exercise, now stand up for me, would you ever start an exercise like that? Hell no. So why would you start it down there like that? No idea. Again, there may be reasons outside of proper functioning of the body and proper alignment of the body that I'm unaware of, but I try not to get too far into those things, because we don't want you, here's what happens if you exercise without proper head position. If you don't do anything to correct it over time, you get what's called chin poke or forward head posture. And she can't even do a good job of it, but do that one more time. But if you'll notice, as people get older that don't do anything for their posture, the shoulders start to round and the chin starts to poke forward, and you're like, no, they are exaggerating. Look around. I promise you, once it's been pointed out to you, you notice it everywhere, don't you, Elizabeth?
All over the place.
All over the place, every day. It's inevitable if you don't do things to counteract it. So you definitely don't want to go into the gym and do things to what's the word? I want to say a fancy word that starts with an E.
Emphasize?
No, not exasperate. How do you say it?
Exaggerate?
No,
Exasperate?
Exasperate. Is that? Can I say? Yeah, you don't want to do things to exaggerate it. So anyway, I failed at my attempt for a fancy word.
Look it up.
All right, we're going to come back and watch Elizabeth do some more deadlifts. But I think that, is there anything you can think of that I'm missing?
A lot of people like to shrug at the end.
A lot of people like to shrug at the end. There's no need to shrug at the end. You don't want to go do one more deadlift for me, please. Very, very good point. Fully extend it through the hips. You notice she fully extends the hips. If you fully extend the hips, then your shoulders are going to naturally be behind the bar. And when I say behind the bar, show it what your shoulders in front of the bar look like, Elizabeth. See, that's if you're not fully extended through the hips. Then now fully extend through the hips. Right there. You don't have to roll your shoulders. You don't have to shrug. You just stand upright, fully extend the hips. Back down. Awesome. This is a long video, but we intended on this to be a long video. And again, I encourage you, if you're having problems with your deadlift, or you're in foundations, or you're new to CrossFit, please take a look at this video, and this should help you be able to start to nail the deadlift. The deadlift and the squat set up basically all the other movements. You need to learn these very, very well before you can go on to expect to be really good with snatch or clean. And then those are a whole different beast that require a lot of reps. But the deadlift and the squat are your foundations, or your building tools for those two movements, and they're all a lot of fun.